So about a week ago, on the 1st of September, Venerable Monlam gave a talk on how she sees the glass half full, how she looks for the silver lining in every dark cloud. And I wanted to respond to that, BBC, in defense of those of us who see the glass as half empty. And I want to explain how this can also be part of your practice, not just being negative or being a Debbie Downer or being anxious, but it can be real, true Dharma practice. So perhaps you're sitting down, as we're about to do, with a plate or bowl of your favorite food. I think there might be some buns today, maybe. And you might look at that and you could get so excited about how wonderful this is going to taste. But just as every dark cloud has that silver lining, every bright shining light casts a shadow that you might not be looking for. So that great food you're about to eat, it will end. If you keep eating it, you'll be in pain. And you're going to need to eat again tomorrow, right? This is just the second type of dukkha, the fact that even the happiness that we get is not lasting. And not only that, but as Shantideva via Venerable Children reminded us this week, our bodies do disgusting things to that food. So whatever beautiful arrangement that we have on our plate, it becomes foul as soon as we put it in our mouth, and it only goes downhill from there. So, okay, not so great. Perhaps you get a new sweater as we're heading into winter, and it's soft and it's warm, but it's impermanent. It's going to pill up, it's going to get torn, it's going to get stained, and it might not meet your expectations. You might still get cold. So again, it's not quite as good as you might start off thinking. But we're Dharma practitioners, of course. These are just mere sense pleasures. Certainly we can focus on better things. So perhaps that's the kindness of others. Perhaps that morning someone smiles at you or, lets you go in front of them and take the last thing of your favorite food and the line, I guess I'm hungry. Whatever it is, you might really appreciate the kindness of this person. But they're an afflicted sentient being. And the next day, you might have a conflict with them. They might be angry with you. They might criticize you or say harsh words, or it might simply be your mind interpreting that. So even though that day they might seem so kind and wonderful and your friend, well, that's not going to necessarily last. That next day they might be your enemy. So why think, oh, this person is so wonderful, they're always going to be great? That's just not that realistic. So similarly, we can look at all of the wonderful things we have in our life. And it's good that we cultivate gratitude for everything that has been donated to us. But again, there's a little bit of a shadow there. This is the ripening of our positive karma. We have created the causes in the past to have all of the fortune that we have right now in terms of conditions to practice and food and shelter and health. We need to keep creating those causes. We have no guarantee that we will have any of that tomorrow. So we know that things can change. We can't be complacent. We need to create the causes to have it in the future. And overall, we might think our life is good. I woke up in a great mood today. There's a sun somewhere up there in the sky behind the smoke. There's lunch to eat. There's wonderful people here. But I'm still in samsara. I'm probably going to get sick at some point. I'm going to age, I'm aging right now, and I am going to die. And that doesn't feel quite as good to think about as all of the wonderful things that I have in my life right now. But my life is more meaningful by remembering that aspect of samsara. So I think this is a nice way to practice by seeing, okay, the glass is half empty, and remembering that the saying, this glass is already broken. This water will evaporate. I could try to drink this water and choke and die. And the poor hungry ghosts see it as pus and blood, right? There's many downsides to see, but not for the sake of getting depressed or miserable, but to have a balanced mind, to not falling to the side of attachment and dwelling in sense pleasures, but to remember that we're in samsara and that we need to cultivate renunciation. We need to see the downsides of our situation. And so this is perhaps the way where sometimes you might want to practice like Venerable Munlam, and sometimes you might want to practice like me. The point of her presentation was that difficulties are opportunities, and that's absolutely true. But the flip side is that when you maybe don't think you have any difficulties, to recognize the presence of all three types of dukkha and the downsides of our situation in cyclic existence. And to have compassion, realizing that many of the beings around us have much worse situations. We shouldn't be distracted by whatever good conditions we have, so that we can cultivate that compassion for them, practice hard with the good things we have, so that we can liberate everyone from this terrible situation of cyclic existence.